Welcome back to my channel, Fazbear's Menagerie of Madness, where I'll explore the universe of Five Nights at Freddy's and I hope in a new and unique interpretation of events. The events of the missing children's incident, I believe, are formed across a series of nights that happened from the middle to later months of 1987 at the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza restaurant. These events differ from the events in 1985 that were witnessed by Oswald and John and had taken place in Foxy Cove. Back in 1985, during the previous incident, Freddy, Boddy and Chica seemed to malfunction on stage. Puppet would deliver the heads of these animatronics to the victims of the souls, transferring from body to animatronic. I suspect that following this day, the animatronics showed signs of malfunction and they were sidelined at the restaurant, replaced by the newer toy animatronics. For the following 2 years, the toy animatronics became the face of Freddy Fazbear Pizza. We learned the 1987 event started in June from a newspaper article. From Phone Guy's dialogue in the second game, we also learned that the former employees couldn't be allowed to return while an investigation took place. With the new night guard Jeremy only the second person to have the role, he had ended his first week in November. The previous guard could have worked up until, say, October, so an investigation could have taken several months. This differed from 1985 as it all happened over a single day. Next, the article lists 2 local children were lured into the restaurant, while the second article states 5 children are now linked. Previously in 1985, at least 5 children would have been grouped together in Foxy Cove when the police would have arrived. Also, the incident was noted as happening during the late hours of operation at the restaurant. When Oswald went back to see his friends, he spends the afternoon playing with them. This event differs, and more importantly, I think the changes were an improvement for the perpetrators when compared to the events of 1983 and 85. Those responsible are learning from past mistakes. From the information from the second game, the former employee seems to tie into the information Sheriff Burke provided us in the Silver Eyes novel. After his investigation into those working at the restaurant, it became clear William was the guilty party. As Phone Guy said, no one is allowed in or out, especially concerning any previous employees. The previous night's security guard was likely William, being involved in the nightly events. More information we can get from this incident is the Save Them minigame map of the restaurant showing bodies of the children scattered throughout the restaurant. Someone had hit the bodies across the entire restaurant, which would only likely happen at night when no customers were around. The guard wouldn't stop them if they were also involved. This is where I would suggest Spring Bonnie and William work together. But why work with each other rather than just be the same person? I think the Candy Cat story for the boy, the kittens and the snake hints at this.
Now I will tell you a story about a little boy. He had a red snake that he kept in a metal cage, whose hunger could not be satisfied. One day, the boy found 5 baby kittens outside his house. He brought them inside and kept them in a shoebox. He knew that the snake might kill them, but could not bring himself to get rid of the snake. He knew that if he chose one kitten to feed to the snake, it might be satisfied, but he could not choose. So, he went to bed, leaving the cage open. The snake went to the shoebox, chose a kitten at random, and ate it. After 5 nights had gone by, the boy was full of regret, and cut snake open. He pieced the remains together, and put the kitten back into the shoebox.
From this story, I'll suggest Candy Cadet is calling Spring Bonnie the snake, the depiction of the evil one. William is the boy as he seeks to be innocent of the crime. The missing children are the kittens, the victims. With these characters in mind, the story tells us that William let this happen. He didn't lure the children in himself, although he didn't let them leave either. His likely removal of himself from the restaurant floor back to the security office was his way of allowing the snake to feed. By the end of the story, it is said that the boy cut open the snake and pieced the remains together. I wonder if William started dismantling the pieces of Spring Bonnie and returned the souls to the restaurant, perhaps to the other animatronics that would be considered haunted in the future. William could be showing resistance to Spring Bonnie's malicious plan. This could also be reflected in the line, "There is only one thing that could go wrong." This voice line was given by Toy Chica. After some thought, Toy Chica's high school years dialogue could be included in this video. The scenes are narrated by Toy Chica, and as this version of Chica was only in operation from 1985 to 1987, followed by its dismantle, its presence during the missing children's incident is likely. From these cutscenes, Toy Chica talks about her victims and includes how she lured each of the characters. This could very well be the actual reasons the children were fooled into coming. From the list we understand Foxy was first, then Freddy, Wolf, Toy Bonnie, Toy Foxy, Puppet and Pigpatch. The possible reason for the cartoon could be the story of which characters were chosen to keep the souls of those children. Similar to how in 1985 Puppet would deliver the mask to the children so they could move into the animatronics, so could Spring Bonnie have learned of this event and is now trying to repeat it with new souls. This could mean that as the original Freddy, Bonnie and Chica were not on stage following their replacement, Foxy became the first. As he hadn't been seen to malfunction in 1985, this would be followed by Toy Freddy and so on. The unusual characters on this list would include Puppet and Foxy, as both of whom are already haunted. I imagine the pair resisted and didn't allow such a transference. Characters such as Wolf and Pigpatch may have been in the restaurant but just didn't make an appearance in the game, although could have been present in the parts and service within the restaurant. If Puppet and Foxy hadn't received a second soul, the remaining 5 toy animatronics are where the MCI victims are contained. The Toy Chica's high school cartoons could be telling us the missing children's incident, as well as the location of where the souls of the children are kept. So one more piece of information from Toy Chica while giving her synopsis of the MCI.
Dear Diary, things didn't work out as I'd hoped, and once again I'm left with nothing but a broken heart. But tomorrow is another day, and I just know that there's a guy out there that's right for me.
Did you catch that one line, tomorrow's another day? That's not the first time that line's been used. In FNAF 4, that was the advice Fredbear Plush gave to the crying child after playing down his older brother's actions. Fredbear Plush should not have any connection with Toy Chica. Fredbear Plush would likely have been moved to the location of the future rental facility with Rory from the Tales from the Pizzaplex story Didophobia. It may never have been to the restaurant in Hurricane. Toy Chica was built to operate at the restaurant chain. I have previously made a video outlining how I think Fredbear Plush is being used by a spirit to communicate with a crying child, and not like a walkie-talkie. If Toy Chica is also being spoken through by the same spirit, then Spring Bonnie, who I thought had spoken through the Fredbear Plush, could now be turning their attention to using Toy Chica for their evil plans. As Spring Bonnie is in the safe room of the restaurant, then Toy Chica may have become the first follower of Springtrap. Shortly after the arrest of William, the Bite of 87 will follow up these events, resulting in the closure of the Freddy Fazbear Pizza restaurant. The toy animatronics dismantled and the souls moved to another location. Spring Bonnie will be sealed in the safe room and could only wait for William to free it. Thanks for staying with me till the end. To find out when new videos become available, subscribe for future content.